Wednesday, right? We are colouring the Castle Keeper's Guide. Well, we will be if I can actually find my pen. Okay, before we get into this, we're getting towards the end of the year, and there will be a thank you video from me to you coming out tomorrow, I think. So watch for that. But it doesn't stop me thanking every single one of these wonderful, sexy souls right here. These are my Patreon supporters. These are my Twitch subscribers. Huge amount of love to every single one of you. Your support empowers me. It not only buys hardware, it buys software. I actually bought some software the other day, enabled because of you. Thank you for that. It also buys jelly beans, which we won't talk about. So thank you to every single one of you. We are going to be colouring the Castle Keeper's Guide. We're just going to be chilling tonight. Chilling like a villain. I am going to finish up this. There's still some details to do on this. There's lots of shadows to do. Shadows! So I've got to get finished on that. And then we'll move on to one of the others. We're just going to move across the map. Yesterday I did not stream because I was actually a little bit ill. Still not feeling super sexy. But that doesn't matter. I did, however, work on the forestry, and this is exactly the forestry I wanted to get. I worked on the sky too, going to do a little bit more on that tonight. Going to add some birds in there. Other than that, this is exactly the look I was looking for. So I was really, really, really happy with how this is shaping up. That there is what I'm going to apply to this one over here, by the way. It was this idea I had in my head. It came out looking really, really good. I'm happy with it anyway. So I think we're going to do more maps like that. Drinking hot toddies. Good. Now we did start a little bit earlier tonight. Like quite a bit earlier. To get a jump on this. Because I really, 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 really want to finish this thing. And I think we're going to go back up to the top. I was working down here, and I'm going to come back up here. By the way, print size in this thing is about that. So we're operating at a detail level that just isn't needed. Even poster size, it's not going to be any smaller than that. So there are some imperfections in this, and that's okay. Because at this scale, just not going to see them. So we're just gonna paint these baskets and these vases and these jars, crates. And one thing I do want to make sure is that we don't have a conflict here of colours blending in with each other. You know, brown on a brown floor. Some of the stones have got a little bit of a brownish look to them, but I think we'll be okay. But I am going to continually steer away from that, so we've got a bit of a contrast. Let's do that a different colour. Hey, Treebor, good to see you, my friend. In fact, I've actually got a Photoshop thing covering up my chat. Let's put that there. Box office, it is, but I also started early. I'm like a good 20 minutes ahead of time, but it is quiet. I honestly think as we're getting in towards New Year, I'm expecting things to be quiet. But that's okay, because I can just sit here and color and get shit done. How have you been, Treebor? Alright. I think we're down to the cow layer. Let's do this thing. Let's start with the bricks here. Treeball, by the way, thank you very much for your patronage on Patreon. Or Patreon. Very, very, very much appreciated. I really mean that. Gonna have to look after you, my friend. Alright. I kind of want to do this ground, but those were words. There were words in there. Maybe I should do the animals before I do the ground. Let's do everything before I do the ground. I did see that, my friend. I did, and you humble me very, very, very much. It is absolutely appreciated, though. Really is. We're going to have some fun with that map, my friend. We really will. We're going to take our time with it. And we're going to create a masterpiece. Because it's freaking Rome. We gotta, right? Like, no detail is too much. It's going to be our best map ever. You know what, let's pick up on... it's kind of orange, isn't it? Let's do that. I mean, that particular map is going to be a labor of love. I think you've seen my maps. All my maps are a labor of love, but that one will be special because it'll be ours. The intent will be for it to print really, really big. I saw there's, you know, I mentioned it on my last video when I was drawing that particular map, but there was a famous guy, 1800s I think, who drew Rome. Ancient Rome, and he did multiple sort of overlapping things, like as it was in his day, as it was in medieval times, as it was in ancient times, and he kind of overlapped them. I forget the name of him now, and that's bad of me. But I actually saw a huge print of one of his maps once. It took up the wall of an office of a friend of mine, and it was inspiring. You know, I want to create a piece that's like that. Something that you can put on your wall as a real centerpiece. Yeah, exactly. Now, Noble Dwarf though, Treebor, those maps get big. I don't know if you saw the Gaxmore ones that I did for Ernie and Gary and Stephen Gerald. They're huge. They're almost impractically huge. But that's the type of size I'm talking about. You need some serious wall space for it. But you know, people hang up rugs and shit like that. That's what my mum and dad do. So why not a great map on awesome canvas? Hey, Wargaming Recon's here. I started early, my friend. So it was one of the, so here's what I've been doing today. I was drawing the Endless Dungeon level 3 for you maplings on Patreon and Twitch. And I actually got the thing done, but it took me all afternoon. And it got me to a point where I was like an hour to go before the stream. I was kind of twiddling my thumbs. It's like not enough time to actually get into a game of any description, but it's too much time to be sort of sitting around. So I decided, you know what, screw it, I'll just start the stream early. So that's what I did. Aventurus Navavitas. Thank you very, very, very much for the follow. This is what we're working on. Oh, Wargaming. You gave them a sub. Wargaming. Wargaming. Thank you. In fact, Wargaming, I think you missed the beginning of our chat with Treeball, where we're talking about the Rome map now being at the $25 level. It means pretty much we'll be doing a Rome map every single month. So that's going to be fun. Whoa, thank you for the cheer. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Look at this forest line, by the way, guys. Look how that came out. I'm so happy. I'm so jazzed by it. It's like, it's one thing I saw in my head that actually came out as I wanted. I'm like so jazzed, I want to do it just on more maps now. Alright, so we've got to get the colouring in on this. Then I need to add the shadows on this, and that's going to be really, really, really interesting. Because I got to get almost a circular shadow underneath the floor, but actually behind the fireplace. So this is... I think it's going to be a little tricky for me tonight, but we're gonna mess around with it. Hey, Marlin Girl's here. I don't know. I was going to attempt to whistle for some reason, and I can't even whistle, and I don't even know why I would whistle. Hey, Marlin Girl's here. Whistle. Obnoxious, mate. Thank God I can't whistle. Army Troy. Good to see you. It's, you know what, the fact. The holidays are a very, very, very busy time, but the fact that you made time and just popped in, honestly, really appreciate it. Thank you. Hope your Christmas was great, and I hope your New Year is even better. Watch out for my New Year video posting tomorrow, everyone. I think it's tomorrow. Made it yesterday. Even got a little bit tearful at one point. So watch for that. Treeball, I saw that you paid for a full year. Another part that humbles me very, very much. Seriously, thank you. And yeah, we're going to have a great year, my friend. We are going to have a great year. And as soon as I can get permission, I'm going to get the Britannia map made available, get the Gaxmore map made available, get this map made available, get Lukatoy made available. We're gonna get some of these maps that have been kind of like, you know, waiting on publisher permissions. We're gonna start getting them out there, get them on cups, get them on some t-shirts, get them on some hoodies, get them on canvas, get them on pillows, maybe dice bags. Really, I'd love the dice bag idea. All right, let's get bloke done here. What is he hammering? What is he doing here with Cat? I don't know. I don't know. I've watched Forged in Fire enough to know I don't know what this is, but he's probably losing the round. Let's give him a grey hoodie. Let's give him a grey hoodie. We'll give him a dirty smock here. Let's give him the dirt first. There we go. My plan is to make them all available. Canvas, cups, whatever. You know, so the agreements I have with folks that I do maps for, mostly, there are some edge cases, is that I reserve the rights to be able to use them myself on my own merchandising, right? Now, there are some exceptions to that. Like Kobold Press, for example, the city maps I've done for them, I don't think I've ever actually made available yet, but I do intend to go to them to see what I can do. Frog God, it's not like I could take Tigor and now start putting that on things without at least getting their permission. So there are some exceptions, but otherwise I reserve the rights to be able to at least do posters of my own stuff, cups of my own stuff. But I do try to play fair with everyone. If they've got a Kickstarter pending, which let's say Gaxmore I think was started to fulfill on recently, I can't come in beforehand and start like throwing it out to everyone. So to a large extent, a lot of the time I just gotta wait. Gotta wait some of these things to, you know, be usable, shall we say. Exactly. So Teagle, they've got licensed. I can't just go off and start doing it. It's there are these little edge cases I have to play fair with, you know. And some will probably never get because of that. And that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, you see, so they've got Teagle on drive-through. You can imagine like what they would feel like if I now also put Teagle on drive-through. I suspect as much as the frogs like me that they might be, what are you doing? Stop that. And they would have every right to say that to me. And some publishers are just outright very, very picky in that regard. Doesn't even need to be the big boys. They're just like, no. But I'm tending to get better at that as part of my contracts moving forward. Being really, really, really clear how I'm going to use it. And if they don't want me to, then, you know, obviously, they've got to pay a premium for that. But otherwise, I need it to be, like, just part of what we're doing. So every map is in some form available for us to merchandise. In some form. Even if we can't do posters. Allow me to throw it on a t-shirt. No one's doing t-shirts on my maps. Like, no one. I'm not competing with anyone, you know? As long as I'm not in breach of some kind of licensing thing. Hey, Dungeon Tomb, good to see you, my friend. I know it's the middle of the night over there, and I won't talk to you before, so Happy New Year to you. It's one of those things, Treeball, where, you know, you say, I reserve the right, and I always do this in my contracts, you know, I reserve the right to use it as part of my own merchandising, posters, etc. But now I've entered a realm where posters, etc. is actually a lot more better defined, because we actually know Noble Dwarf, for example, on t-shirts, hoodies, canvas prints, blah, 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 blah. We're talking about you know, bed sheets and pillows or towels or whatever. Well, I need to start being really, really specific now. And if they want to nick certain things, no posters, because I made them exclusive to my Kickstarter, okay, then I can make that part of my negotiations. But yeah, definitely I'm on that edge now, where things I've done in the past, where do they fall in the new era of Faden and all of the stuff that we're beginning to do. Hey, Phantom Jen's here. Phantom Jen, girl, look at this. Look how much this is shaping up. Good to see you. Dungeon Tomb, you're always a supporter of mine, at least in your heart. I know you are. You're one of the old school, and I love you, my friend. I hope that the new year and the years to come are nothing but super good to you, because you deserve it. You've had a rough time recently. If you become a financial supporter of mine, great, but only when you're back on your own feet, and honestly, it's not required. I love you regardless. You've always been there for me, right back since the beginning, and I remember. I think Zach talks about his new toaster oven more than he does about VR, which is saying something. Alright, cows. I love the idea of doing black and white cows, so I think we're going to do black and white cows. And then we're going to work on the ground a bit. Then we're going to do this guy over here, and maybe the foreground, but shadows. I've got to do the shadows, particularly because Jen is here. And I want to put some birds in the skies too. I love that forest. I am in love with my own forest. Alright, cows. I'm going to have to look this up. Alright, cow color. What was that? What did Wargaming Recon say? A Heinrich cow, a Hefeweizen cow. What was that? I'm just going to do black and white. I don't know what type of cow it is. Are the redeem things not working? Hold on a minute. Commands. Yeah, where's my redeem shadows? And where's PEX nowadays? When things aren't working right. Store. History. Redemptions. Shadow. Redeem. Shadow. There you go. Redeem shadow. What did you do? Oh, you did shadow. Oh, you put the exclamation in the wrong place, Jen. Exclamation starts a thing. And yeah, exclamation point at the beginning. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, look at that bad boy right there. That he is literally black and white, isn't he? He's like a little sandwich color. I'm gonna do this type. Just for giggles. Hello, fella. How are you? Alright. Oh, is there an entire page? Oh, you can actually do your own colouring. Okay, I see. I was like, wow, did someone dedicate a webpage just to the cow? Black and white colours? Pattern schemes? Dalmatian spots. That's what we're doing. We're doing Dalmatian spots. Those are generally dairy. Should I do a brown cow? I feel like I've got a lot of brown going on in the interior here. I was just trying to stay away from that, you know? I was looking for a contrast. What other type of colours should we be doing? I'm a big fan of colour contrasts. Painting miniatures or otherwise. Cow breeds. So that's what I was gonna do. I mean, I guess we could do brown and white, like this guy. That's an interesting one. I don't know enough about cows, and I'm kind of okay with that. Just trying to stay away from pure brown. That's not a very good picture, is it? I mean, like, can we do brown and white? Something like this? You know, Treeble, if you actually told me that you raised rattlesnakes for breeding purposes at one point, I would believe you. There is like nothing you could say at this point that I would not believe. Your life has been so varied, so off the wall. The fact that you were micro farmers. What about like solid brown with some dashes of white? Or like white and brown splotches. I like the white and brown splotches. We could do that, right? Oh, and I have a new toy. Brush box. Got all of my brushes sorted out. Look at this. All by categories. I got a search box. I got all my little brushes here. These are my basic ones. These are my basic brushes. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Alright, so we'll pick that one. $15. That's all it cost. A definite worthwhile investment. Alright. So I guess come over here. Come over here for a second. I love this one. This one looks fluffy. Alright, so splotchy. I guess he's got like colours coming down his side. You know what I need to do? I need to drag that into this map, but it's not letting me. Copy image. Paste image. Oh, there we go. Now I've got a visual reference I can shove off to one side over there. There we go. Now we're in business. I'm taking my cows very seriously. Brush box. That's what it's called. Brush box. It was $15. I don't have the link handy right now, but I could find it. But it's called Brush Box. And it basically replaces the brush presets. It has presets under here too. But you can basically make whatever categories you want. You can color code them. I mean, look at this. You could color code them. You can do different fonts in here too for the different groups. It actually shows you, I think, a little bit more accurately what the brush is going to actually look like when you use it, at least for the most part. It's pretty good that way. Oh, it allows you to favorite brushes and allows you to type a search. It's like OMG. You can search by name, you can search by kind of brush, options, I guess. And there's different ways of actually, you know, I could sort it this way if I want to. Like so. I could sort it this way. This is the default thing that Photoshop does. I don't like that one very much. I mean, it's just kick ass. I love it. $15. Done. Like, how many times have I said that I want to be able to search for a brush? Because I know what I want, but I can't find it. Well, I actually spent yesterday sorting shit out. So that's better. But being able to now just type in a search, and I've used it too. It's like, so where's my dotted line? Type in dot, done. Wargaming Recon. When I zoomed in this close, the stairs looked to me like they're floating pieces of wood. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Because the print size is... Come on. Play. 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 Really? Is this what we're going to do? The print size... Is it just not going to do... Really? Wow. Alright, well, let's use the keyboard instead. The print size, though, is about... It's not even that, but it's this. That's the print size. So, I'm really not going to get too hung up on the details. Especially because this was the first cutaway I've ever drawn in my life like this. So... I have more brushes than layers. I actually deleted a whole bunch of brushes yesterday because brush box wouldn't actually load. I think I actually had a brush that brush box did not load because it goes through all of your brushes and it creates thumbnails of them, and it really struggles apparently with really big brushes, and I suspect I had a really big brush. But I had brushes I just don't use, you know, on a regular basis, like grunge or star maps and shit like that. Well, they're great. I have them. I want them, but I don't need them in my library. But when I counted them up, because I contacted their customer support, by the way, they were back to me in 20 minutes. But when I contacted them, they were like, well, how many brushes are you trying to process? Because it should only really take a minute when you first load up. I was 30 minutes in. But I also had 2,000 brushes going on. And that's a ridiculous amount. You just don't need that many brushes. Not permanently loaded. If you need access to one, like I want a starburst, cool. Go and get the brush set with the starburst in it. But you don't need it all of the time. And that's a mistake I used to make. Yeah, I lost touch. I feel like I've lost... Wait a minute. Oh, no, that's faint. So why is it just stopped? Oh, now it's working. Well, now it's not working. I wonder if Brushbox is messing with things. Let's just put Brushbox over here for a moment. Oh, look at that. I think even though Brushbox is small, look at that. You can't see, but I'm stroking my hand across the screen. I think Brushbox is acting like it's this big, even though it's collapsed, and it's stopping me doing my brush or my hand gesture unless I fall outside the box area. If I move him up there, now I've got it back. Huh. Okay. Cow. Anyway, we're drawing cows. Or we're colouring cows, more like. By the way, I've been working on Necropolis off camera, and it's beginning to shape up to be something really freaking awesome. I'll show you guys and girls maybe tomorrow night, maybe next week, but I'm gonna show you shortly. It's really beginning to look good. I know you don't want me to be on camera drawing like a dungeon map, but it's beginning to look super sex. Phantom Jen, moo over Brushbox. You know that's a bit of a dad joke, that right there. You know that, right, Jen? You're probably sitting there quite tickled with that one, aren't you? That's so bad. Alright, cows. Anyway, cows. Alright, go on then, Daisy. Let's be having you. And you kind of got a little bit of a white leg thing going on, so we'll get back to you. The shadow in here, and you kind of got this white nose thing happening. So how about we do a little bit of that? And you got a little bit of the white legs too, so alright. I'm not going to try and get 100% correct with this. Let's just get it approximately right. Let's do a little bit of texturing. I am, by the way, going to make, now I've got my brushes sorted out, I'm actually going to start sharing my brushes with you all. Especially my favourite ones. Because I think as long as something can bring in like a TPL file, something like that, you should be able to use them. I'll do. Hey, princess! Dungeon Tomb. How do I answer that? You know when a YouTuber, like, maybe he's playing games and he releases videos on a particular game and he gets a lot of likes and a lot of subscriptions or whatever, but people are watching the video all the way through, but then he plays a slightly different game and he gets less likes and less subs and people aren't watching all the way through. At the beginning of Necropolis, I was getting that effect, and I think it's because I was drawing all of the walls and I wasn't doing the super sexy stuff, which is the interiors. Like, you should see some of the interiors that I've done now on that map. They're beautiful. I look at them and go, that is really nice. But like, outside of that, it's just a wall with a room pattern, you know, a floor pattern on it. And I think me doing that every night, which is what I was doing back then, bored some people. So I'm gonna try and do the boring stuff off camera and do the interesting stuff on camera. I think that's my plan with that one. Also to vary content, so 2 maps a week, 2 different types of maps each week should help. Okay, let's do baby calf. Let's do baby calf. What are the ears like on these things? Just brown. Alright. I think that will be good enough for the cows. I think that's good enough. Yep, that will do. That will do. Let's hit save. Treeball, let me know what you think when you get those. You heard... maybe I haven't. Yeah, when we were doing like a review of all of the maps, and I was talking about them as we were laying them down for the cups, etc. I mentioned that the clients only ever got those in black and white. They only ever wanted them in black and white. The colouring came later. That's like a kind of a bonus thing. And we've got Uruk now in maybe 6 different colourings. So that one's a head turner. That one's a nice, beautiful map. I'll be very curious about what you think when you actually get it, because the canvas is so rich, you know. Princess, there is no raffle tonight. I believe tonight, or today's entry is the last entry of the 12 Days of Elisimus, and it's on Instagram. There's no raffle. We might do raffles, by the way, throughout the year. No promises. But Trollord Games have indicated that they would like to offer some prizes. So I could see us doing things throughout the year, but we're not doing it tonight. I thought we changed these steps to stone, by the way. Didn't we do that? Like, Forge Master mentioned turning these into stone. And we did it on the channel when we were last colouring 2 days ago. Am I smoking the ganja? Am I, like, imagining things? Wasn't that something we did? I thought we made... I thought we changed them to stone. But I guess now they're wood. And you know what? The wood contrasts nicely with the stone background. As for the Instagram thing, take it up with Pex, because I don't know Instagram that well. And that's not me trying to cop out. I literally don't know Instagram that well. Like, I open up Instagram and immediately get confused. Like, there's so many things about Instagram that I just don't know. Alright, I'm going to do this guy. We're going to do the ground a little bit like that there. And then I want to do this ground here a little bit. And then I want to get some shadows in. If we can get the shadows right on this, it's going to really pop the piece. And birdies. I want to get birdies in the air. Let's give this guy a blue jerkin. Like a blue-green. And grey hair. And brown shoes. All right, let's get the path done. I'm gonna hit save again. Treebor, can you tell me about what they're doing in the Castle Keeper's Guide that is better? Because I have not seen the previous one and I've not paid much attention to their Kickstarter. I'd love to get your take on it. Alright, let's bring back Brushbox. So for the ground, let's make the ground a little greener, faux-shiggity. So I think we're going to go with our ground effects here. And which one do I want to go with? Let's go with this one. Let's go with that one. Yeah, okay. But they were also... I'm gonna actually... Let's mask off what I don't want to hit on. Am I doing this right? I don't know, but we'll find out together. Hey, let's come up there a little bit. Yeah, I've done something wrong here, but... So if I colour... Yeah, that's hitting that area. Is that what I want? Yeah. Yeah, yep, that's good. That's good. I'm not going to take back those brush strokes, because why? They're good. I got you, Treebor. I got you. No, that single sentence helps a lot. I never looked at their first one, so I can't comment on the quality of the content or the thoroughness of the content. But if they're trying to make it way more DMG-like the first edition DMG, that book was freaking awesome. Where's my brush box gone? What did I do with... Ah, there it is. I need to find a uniform place for that thing. I'm going to use the grain and everything on the interior. That's what I need. I need to really scuff up the interior. You know what, let's just move you there, and let's move you there, because I think you're related. Let's move you up there. Let's move you there. Splotch. Alright, let's use you a little bit. No, I'll just do straight, please. Yeah, Jonathan, I see your question, but it's also getting answered, so I'll leave it to the chat. Did you never see my Tigor map? Remind me towards the end of the stream. I'll bring up Tigor, okay? I'll show you. By the way, I know I'm spilling beyond the borders. I don't care. Not because I'm being flippant, but because we're going to actually colour the entire background on this. So, actually spilling beyond the borders is okay with me. Yeah, Jonathan, I'm actually a little disappointed you weren't here for the Tigor. Tigor was a special time in this channel. I streamed solid for a week, finishing that one off. Everyone giving their ideas for what they would like to see in it. It was kind of cool. I will bring that up in the chat later, okay? Not in the chat, but you know what I mean. We'll reminisce a little bit. I'll bring it up on the screen here. But it's a big map. I don't want to bring it up while I'm working on this one. I think my new computer will handle it, but I don't want to push my luck. How many Easter eggs I put in? At least a dozen. At least a dozen. I wrote a message in the brick pattern of one of the walls that no one has picked up on yet. I have, for a good time, phone number written in the lavatory. I have the dead Zach holding on to a copy of Pathfinder. I have ghostly Jen in there. I mean, we've got so much. We've got so much. There's actually an Easter egg on the gazebo too, relevant to the actual gazebo itself. There were so many Easter eggs. So many details. Wargaming. Treat for you a little bit later in the stream. I will show you Tigor. We've only been going 55 minutes, so let's give it another 20 odd minutes or so. Let me finish this, and then I'll bring up Tigor for you. Tigor, by the way, was 12 feet by 12 feet. It was the first map I did that large. And will probably be the largest map I've ever done. Necropolis is going to be huge. Necropolis is going to be like 90 inches across. But Tigor was freaking huge. Yeah, it was a big map. And all of the details that we normally do. It took at least 350 hours. And that's from the point where I actually started counting accurately. Why is that not? Well, that's working. There we go. Yeah, Princess Strega, it's huge. I think it was a week or so ago that Zach asked me through Jennifer how large Necropolis was. And I think I added it up right in and there. I did a quick calculation. I think it was like 90 inches. It's huge. Now, Tigor was very wide and pretty deep. Necropolis is really not as wide and pretty tall. More of your conventional dungeon. But there'll also be two of them. There's the big floor plan, and then there's a much smaller floor plan that I haven't done yet. Thank you, darling. Wait, Treebor, you got Noble Dwarf to print Tigor for you? Really? What, you gave him the electronic file or something? What did they print it on? Dungeon Tomb, excellent. I've been liking it. Treebor, not yet. Greyhawk first. Nice. You say you're getting them to do some one-offs for you. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me just zoom out in this bad boy, see how I feel about it. I think that looks okay. I think that looks okay. Let's get the let's get some birdies in the sky, and let's get some shadows in this bad boy. Alright. Characters and animals. Look at this. Look at these. I've got so many bird bushes. I mean, look at this. I mean, come on. It's, oh my god. I mean, I'm dying. I'm dying here. I think that's an insect swarm, that one. Oh, no, it's birds. That's too many birds. I love these bushes. Like, oh my god. Let's move him over there. And we're doing a less is more thing here. I don't want to get too crazy. But I kind of want some birds coming up into the sky. See, look at that. Oh, it's ooh. Time check, we got time. Hey, Pex is here. Alright, let's get this one in. And Pex, yeah, isn't this pretty? Isn't this? Actually, that one, I'm going to do it a little softer. I'm going to give it a bit of opacity to this one. Hold on. There we go. Let's zoom out. See, I'm a fan. I'm a freaking fan. This is what I pictured in my head. Let's get some shadows on here. Alright, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do the shadows, so let's just revert to my basic brushes here. Soft round pen pressure size. Soft round. Let's make this a favorite. Boom! Bitches! That's brush box. Now, let's figure out how I'm going to do it. Fun fact, my mom and dad used to make stained glass windows. True story. I really like this. So what I want to do is, I'm going to actually just do this roughly, okay? And I'm going to do a pretty big opacity on this. And this is in no way the way I'm going to approach this. But I want to get this section here in shadow. I want to get this section here in shadow. And I kind of want to get shadow behind these guys. And even, like, definitely, like, under the eaves here. Probably more like this, actually. Less in the center there. But I kind of want to get it like that, right? By the way, I've got a fireplace here. I don't know if you can see that they're actually illuminated in the front of them. So I don't want the shadows to actually be over the top of the actual actors there. Oh, and probably underneath there too. So it's almost like I want to get like this arc of shadow, cut out where the people are at, and this arc of shadow here too. And then on the edges. Maybe a little on those walls. Maybe. I don't need to get it into too much detail there. I don't really want to do the outside. You know, this is not my usual light source coming in, but I do feel like these edges and the back walls need it, and I think it will pop because of it. So that's the type of thing that I want to do. I just don't know how to get there. block the Casbah, said Princess Dragon. Get out. Get out. We've a bad joke-a-thon in the channel tonight. Alright, so... what is the best way to do this? Well, on a separate layer for sure. That is almost certainly about... let's give it 25% opacity. Let's try doing it by hand. Let's try doing this by hand. And I don't mind a little bit... or, you know what, let's get our erase brush to also be that one. That'll be nice. And so then, because we're currently erasing, let's make this a little bit larger. We can clean up these edges then, like so. I don't mind a little bit bleeding over. It's kind of pretty, but we don't want too much. So maybe we do... always make it a touch darker. But what if we did a couple of actual levels of shadowing here? Shadows. I don't, by the way, I know I can make my brush have some opacity to it, or I guess some transparency to it, and then layer it that way, but I'm just not very good at it. And I don't want, this is not the here and now for me to practice. I don't get good results doing that. I would rather actually do multiple layers like this and build them up and then merge them. Then the last thing to do on this map will actually be to get some brickwork done. Some quick brickwork like that, a little bit of texture in. Bish bash bop. Bosh. Done. This map will be finito. Well, Gaming Week, I'm pretty much like that, right? Princess Striker, I know. Is Jen out? Where's Jen going? Or are you just waving to her? Did I miss something from Jen? Alright, let's try this. Let's try this. I suppose I could have just done one layer and then duplicated it over itself, but this works too. It may not be dark enough. I may need to make it a tad darker. Yeah, I'm not celebrating New Year's Eve either. I'm gonna join the chorus of noobs. We never do though, and I don't mean that in like a curmudgeon-like way. Just not our style. What about that? I think it's good enough, right? Especially for something that's printing this big. I think it gets a general gist. Could probably add a little bit more shadow in here at the top. Maybe underneath the stairs a little here. Typically, the only thing that Jack and I do, which we will stay up to the midnight or just past midnight, it's a mixture of whether we're actually playing computer games or watching a film. We'll be doing one of those two activities. What about that? I mean, if we wanted to get really kind of particular, we could start throwing some shadows around the baskets and things here, just to get a little bit of extra texturing in. But I love the fire, by the way. I love the illumination from the fire. I think that actually works out really nice. I think that's just taking that as far as we need to take it. Maybe a little bit of. I kind of want to get the ground to be a little bit drier. I think that's the only thing I'd fuck about with at this point. Thank you, Tigor. Your opinion really matters to me. I appreciate that. This sex is on fire. Wargaming, thank you. Alex Vixen is here. Good to see you, young lady. I'm missing hay. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Alright, we're going to do some groundwork and then we'll do some hay. Fritter Strigger says, hey now, you're an all-star. Hey, ho. No, don't do that. Don't do that, Phaeton. Wargaming, you know that Alex Vixen will ban people retroactively. You know that. You saying that is as good as an admission of guilt in her eyes, and she will ban you, my friend. Alright, so hay. We've got to get some hay. So I want to rough up this ground a little bit. Just going to get it a little paler. I'm going to merge my shadows together. I'm okay with them now. And I'm gonna open up our brush box again. They really do need to sponsor me. And I'm actually gonna go to my... I'm gonna take a look at my advanced brushes here. I've got them on the bottom because I never intend to use them, but here we are. Oh no, you know a better brush for this is actually gonna be this one. Hair. And let's but for now, let's do our hay first. Well, we should do our hay last, but let's play around with it. And let's actually rotate this brush a little bit. Yeah, it's more like that. Yeah, it really should be in the background here, but... Well, in fact... Is it doing anything? I guess it is. I guess it is. Am I still... I'm not... Oh, I'm on the shadow layer. I'm a dope. I'm a dope. Okay, let's take back those. And then let's change to a cooler layer. Come on, Faden. Wow, this is super soft. This is super soft. This is a super soft brush. I love it though. Look at this. Wow. Wow. What's this one? No. I'm going to use that one and I'm going to scuff up the ground. Let's start with the ground. And then we'll get some hay in here. I know Fenry 1C. Forge Master, you don't know the beginning of it, my friend. Yes, definitely having a huge blast. We've been talking a lot, actually, about Bushbox on the channel tonight. I sorted out all of my brushes. Thank you for the chair. Thank you for the chair. I really, really, really do appreciate that. Thank you, Wargaming. But yeah, I sorted out all of my brushes yesterday. I deleted a whole bunch of brushes. I have them backed up, but I deleted them all. And then I sorted all of these out into my various categories. And then today I even did a search for a blush and it was pow. What about this one? It was awesome. It's awesome. I love it. $15. And by the way, their customer support, second to none. I wrote to them with a question. They wrote back within 20 minutes. It's awesome. Yes, I know we've met in real life. I know we've met in real life. Wait, no, a Blum? Blum? Where's Blum? I've been to game expos, but Blum? Nice one, Forge Master. Look forward to seeing it. Birmingham. You couldn't have met me in Birmingham. Because I haven't been to England in like 10 years. Oh, it's a twin sister of mine. Dungeon Zoom, feel free. But it was Forge Master that actually recommended it to me. Alright, ground cover. Ground cover. The fact that I could do favourites like this, by the way, it was like, OMG. Just being able to do favourites alone is a big win. Did that actually correctly pick up on that brush? I don't think it did. There we go. By the way, you've all seen me do my ground cover. And you've seen me do it by hand. Look at this. Look how quick that is. So I've got a few brushes here that is going to completely replicate what I do by hand, dot by dot by dot. So much quicker. I'm going to make an entire slab of it, and then we could just like cut and copy out of it when we need to. Thank you for the cheer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate it. Oh my god. Do I actually have a twin sister? No. I actually look very much like my mum, and my sister looks like my dad, but we look nothing like each other. Anyway, I'm meant to be doing ground cover. Yeah, it's not really working for me. Hold on. That is not working for me. There we go. Let's do something like that. There we go. I really appreciate these cheers. I really do. I'm just throwing shit on the ground here. I don't know if I deserve the cheers, but I appreciate it. By the way, if I was going to do this colouring differently, I would have layered it more. I've been doing all my colouring on one layer. You know me. You've seen me doing my colouring. I use 7 different layers so I can colour on the one without affecting the one on the top of it and vice versa. This one is a little bit more tricky because I haven't been doing any of that. Let's get some hay in here. And I'm going to keep this simple. Fenry 1C, your name is so familiar. Like, so familiar. Like, I feel like we have met. I know you. But it wasn't in England. And that's literally, I do have a twin sister out there. Which, you know, is possible. Gen Con, I have done a couple of Gen Cons, yes. I can't tell you the years, but I have done a couple of Gen Cons. Definitely not 2005. Probably not 2007. They were more like 2011, 2012. I can't, wait, did someone send me the images of Pavot? I do know the Pierces, yes. Know them very well. I've known them on Facebook for a long time. That's probably where we've met, at least virtually. I don't normally like bringing up Discord when I'm on channel here, but okay, Forge Master. Alright, so this is what... Yeah, I shouldn't have this in the background. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. I am saving an image so I can show you the image. I don't like showing it from Discord because it has like stuff visible in the background and I don't think that's appropriate. So just give me a second, a little bit disruptive to the chat, but here we go. He comes with a transparent background. So Forge Master Flash, if you wish to tell us about this piece, please go ahead. Princess, I hear you, but on that Gen Con, it's just too expensive. It's too expensive, and it's too big. Actually, I prefer the conventions that are more intimate feeling. 500 to 5,000, depending on the nature of the actual convention itself. GaryCon is a beautiful size because it's so spread out. The rooms feel like little living rooms that you're in. It's brilliant. But 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, forget it. So this is Forge Master's piece. He had it commissioned. From all of the watermarks on this, I would say that it was someone on Fiverr that helped him out. And you all saw the piece that he shared the other day, where it was literally cut and copied stuff from like off the internet that someone did for him. It was not good. And the shield was the wrong type of shield and so on and so forth. And it didn't have symbols on it that he asked for. This is looking pretty good, my friend. And you probably, you were last talking about $35 or something. I don't know about this one, but I'm going to assume that you got it for a reasonable price. And that shield is freaking huge. That is freaking huge. That's taller than a Scootum. That's saying something. I believe Noble Dwarf is going to be at PAX East next year. So that's interesting. Oh, hay. We're doing hay. And I think we're going to keep this simple, okay? Oh, let's not use that one. Let's use our brush box. Let's just keep this super simple. Yeah, let's just keep this real simple. Yeah, they're gonna get bedding. They're getting bedding food. They're getting it. We'll get me, Recon. You're in love with that unicorn way too much. Fenry 1C. I'm just going to call you Fenris. Maybe. Maybe. But it has been a long time since I've been in England. At least 10 years. At least 10 years. I am coming back to England at some point, just to visit. I have no actual plans right now, other than intent. See friends, hang out, eat Scotch eggs, sausage rolls, English breakfast. Maybe do a little bit of wargaming with friends. Alright, so we've been going, by the way, about the time that I would normally do. But before I end the stream tonight, I promised Mr. Wargaming Recon here that we would take a look at Tigor, because he wasn't familiar with Tigor. So I'm going to probably... end this here. Let's just zoom out. I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough. I'm really happy with it. I don't know about you guys and girls, but I'm happy with that. So, by the way, I am streaming tomorrow. I know tomorrow is New Year's Eve and the crowd will be thinner. But I am going to stream tomorrow, and I'm probably going to start colouring one of these two. Maybe the Mott and Bailey, because it'll be fun. I want to show you how I did the tree line on that one. And we're going to apply it to that one. I kind of, you know, if we do nothing else... Look, I even started doing the birds already on that, but if nothing else, it'd be fun. Just to get the tree line and the grass in. I'm okay with that. I am actually honestly okay with that. And the shadows worked out okay as well. I'm happy with this one. Okay, I'm going to hit save. Alright, now what I'm going to do is, before we end the stream, I am going to open... The Trollord Games. Let me see if I can find it. That's going to be the other thing. I'm going to open Necropolis. Now, Necropolis is a freaking huge map, so hold on a sec. Let me find this thing here. And I'm doing this because Wargaming Recon did not know what... Not Necropolis, Tigor. He did not know what Tigor was. So if you've not heard of Tigor, stick around for a couple of minutes and I'm going to show you. Is this the one? Hey, you see that one's too old. Where's my Tigor Manor? Where is my Tigor Manor? Well, did I lose my Tigor? No, I had it open the other day. Oh, it's in my to sort. Okay. Tigor Manor, layers, PSB. That's gotta be the one. That was flattened for the tapestry. That one includes labels. I'm gonna ignore the labels one. I think that's 1023. Oh, that one's too small. Let's try this. Let's see if my computer dies. What, did it load it already? Alright. Here we go. Tigor Manor was drawn for a 12 feet by 12 feet print on cloth. It is battle map scale. They cut it out beautifully for layout in the book. Tigor Manor, in fact, let me get the original here. Hold on. I'm gonna find this online. Let me just do a quick search here. Tigor Manor map. The original... Oh, look. My map is turning up in search results. I will conquer the world. But the original map is this. This was the original. It's old school style, you know. Let's open this in a new tab. Let me sort of zoom in. This is the original. It's beautiful. I'm not knocking this at all. It's intricate. And it's huge. We redid this map. Because Trollord Games rewrote it all. But we're talking about my style now of mapping, okay? And if we're going to make this super detailed and genuinely be battle map sort of detail, in fact, I think this must be a JPEG that I've opened up here. In fact, it must be a JPEG. Hold on a sec. I wanna get the proper one for you. I want to be able to zoom in and show you. I'm gonna open the PSB file. This one's no, I've got ones more recent than that. I'll have to sort this out. I'll have to just find it. But this gives you an idea. This gives you an idea. This is not the final. But we went nuts with the detail, okay? And what we did on chat is I would read a room description and then we would draw it. And so, like, this room was described as being like a pool. This room was described as having steam and shit like that. And mold in it. And we went room by room by room. Drawing them. And if they were missing... This one was a pool room. I remember doing that one. If they were missing something, like maybe there wasn't a description, we just went nuts. And I'm not necessarily going to be able to find one right now. But we started, like, for example, let me go to the soldiers area. Here, I remember working on this. So we added like a little teddy bear on the bed, or blood on the bed, or someone peed themselves or pooed themselves. And we just went nuts. Every single room like that. And like ski balls. Ski ball! This came from Brian McWhirter. He actually drew this ski ball machine for this map. So yeah, this is Tigor. And you can see, even if we're doing a kitchen, we got flour on the floor, we got the bags of flour, cooking something in the oven. And that wasn't part of the descriptions, we just did them. This area here was kind of fun, with all of the food, etc. on the table. Dead bodies were described as being by the door. So yeah, this is what we did. This is like all of last year's actual work. Oh, that's a vampire room there, by the way. It kind of gives itself away, right? So, oh yeah, so actually a couple, so there's Dead Zach and Jen, by the way. This is Zach. In his hand, he's holding a copy of Pathfinder. Zach was here, written in blood on the floor. There's Phantom Jen, right there. That's in a secret area, you can get to it. Not part of the description. Oh, this was a fun area to do. All of the flies over the rotten food and the dead body. That was a lot of fun. I remember doing that one. Also, all of the shattered bones on the floor of the taxidermist. Yeah, the spores on the bed and everything right there. This is where there's a prisoner kept. So we drew everything. I didn't draw any physical creatures, because obviously that's something that you move around on the map. Oh, the torture room. This is where Princess Strega earned her infamy, because of this chair. We drew the chair and we were colouring it. She said it needed more butt splatter. So that's what we did. We added more butt splatter. This is the princess chair right there. And actually, I packaged up some of these components and we sent them out on Patreon like a couple of months ago. And I think we'll do the same with other parts of this, by the way. We'll just, I'll pick on a room, like here, the dining room or whatever, and we'll do it. But we had a lot of fun. I actually started drawing this one here. This was the start of it all. Then as we went on, the rooms just started getting more and more crazy. Like, look at this corridor with all of the cobwebs, and this one with the cocoons in it. Oh, and then here's the toy room. And like the room description talks about like toy soldiers, and it talks about this and that, the other, or like this here is actually from the Tigor artwork. They have this chair in the artwork with this clown sitting on the chair, so we drew it. Oh, and a big teddy bear. I thought the teddy bear had a knife, but maybe that's a different teddy bear. This Wargaming Weekend is Tigor Manor. Huge map. And by the way, it is a gorgeous book. It is a gorgeous book that they did. This whole area, by the way, is a haunted manor. It's not meant to be a place where you want to be, you know? Like, the whole thing is basically, it's not like Hills of Eyes horror, but it's a horror setting. You know, it is a haunted manor, you know. Liches are here, vampires are here, zombies are here, ghosts are here. It's meant to be a pretty horrible place to go through, without a doubt. I mean, right down to experiments on the tables here, because I think there's some kind of alchemist lab there, if I remember rightly. and then this tower just goes up. And again, we would read the descriptions. I remember doing this. I was actually creating the vats and putting like zombies and stuff in the vats. That was a lot of fun doing that. And a giant skeleton. I don't know if it comes alive or not. But then, because this is above that floor area, and there's a hole in the floor and you can see down, we actually took out that skeleton, we put him there, and we put the shadow over it so it looks like you're looking through a hole. It's kind of cool. I had fun with that. Another hole that's looking even further down. Big huge storage room. Big huge bell. That's the belfry. Oh. Here's the latrine. Complete with Roman style sponges. It's a Roman style latrine, of course. And the for a good time call Zach. That's not his real number. I would get sued if I put Zach's number on here. By the way, this book is worth it. It's really, really, really worth it. And I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. The first time I opened this book, it was at a convention, and I flicked through it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The way they've taken this map and they've cut sections out in it, and then they'll do all of the descriptions of that section, and then you flick over and there's another section, and it's just so well laid out. It's truly beautiful. It's a great book. I remember this guy. I think it's some kind of experiment with a squid in it or an octopus. This is a trip down memory lane here. Feels like a long time ago since we did this. There's a bedroom around here somewhere. Well, there's lots of bedrooms, but I remember doing a bedroom. It had no description, so we just put a knife on the table next to it. But this one, remember doing that one? Drawing a body under the sheets. That's the first time I've ever drawn a body under the sheets. But I was happy with how that turned out. Yeah, here's a what are they got going on? They got some knives and a hatchet. It's like every room, even if it doesn't have a description, has something in it where the GM just goes, I know what to do with this. We did a lot of that with this dungeon. Like, knife on the table right there. Rope on the bed. It's like, what the hell is going on in this place? Don't ask. You don't want to know. Oh, and I really love this kitchen because it was describing plates flying around. And so I drew plates flying off the surface, off the ground here. And then it was also talking about plates, etc. in the sink with still dirty water in there. So we did plates in the sink with dirty water. We got really carried away on this one. Jonathan, this is Tigor Manor, my friend. This is Tigor Manor. 12 feet by 12 feet. Alex Vixen, when I GM'd, I like adding fluff to describe the rooms. Too many GMs I've played with, you enter a 10 by 10 room, it has 2 doors. 2 doors? Is that included the door we just came through? Or are there 3 doors? Yeah, no, I hear you. No, I hear you. Oh, by the way, here's one of the Easter eggs here. It's the burning arrow. This was the last thing we drew on this map, was the gazebo. It's worth it, Wargaming. It's worth it. And by the way, there is another Easter egg here. But do you see that there is a blueprint behind the scenes? Very, very faint. That blueprint is the original map back there. In fact, you can see it real clearly there. So we've got the original map on the canvas behind our new map. How is a burning arrow an Easter egg? Because Alex Fixer gets it. When this was first being played back in the day, and I don't know the names of the people involved, but there were industry people, there were big names, and they're sitting around and they're playing on this map, and the GM says you round the corner and you see a large gazebo in front of you. And one of the players, again an industry personality, didn't know what a gazebo was. So he's like, a gazebo? Shit! I shoot a burning arrow at it. And everyone just like fell around in laughter. Now it's an Easter egg for several reasons. One, he didn't know what a gazebo was, so he tried to kill it with a burning arrow. The other is, I think it's that card game. What's the card game? Jack will know if he's still around. But there's a card game, like, you know, card building game. I forget the name of the game. Where they now have like a gazebo as a monster in it. Because of this, that one little, I don't know what a gazebo is, so I shoot it, in amongst industry folks, spawned all of this, them joking at his expense in there. Munchkin, yes. Munchkin has a gazebo monster in it because of that moment. So we have a normal gazebo, but there's his burning arrow. That's one of the Easter eggs. So with that said, I think this is a great point to end the stream. I want to thank you just for hanging around long enough, by the way, to do this little walk back through Tigor. I think it will be something that we do keep pulling out occasionally. I'm going to be streaming again tomorrow. Thank you for the cheers. Really appreciate it. We're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to be working on the Castle Keeper's Guide. I'm really loving how it's shaping out. We'll work probably on the Martin Bailey. It is New Year's Eve. We won't go too long. Okay, I'm just going to be here, colouring, doing our thing. Maybe join me. We'll have a glass of Baileys together, you know. So thanks for hanging out. And to all of my Twitch subscribers and all of my Patreon supporters, a huge shout out to you. So much love. Really, truly. I spent $15 yesterday getting Brush Box or Bot Brush. You get the idea. I love it. You helped me get that. So thank you so much. So until then, we're back tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a great new year, everyone. Watch out for the video that's going to get posted. Personal message from me to you. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow and we'll pick this up then. Until then, I'll see you all on the flip side. Thank you. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow.